I'm Father Joe Roesch of the Marian Fathers of the Immaculate Conception. Thank you for joining us as we continue with our year-long journey reading the diary of St. Maria Faustina Kowalska from beginning to end. Today we take up from where we left off, beginning with diary entry number 677. August 15th, 1936. During a Mass celebrated by Father Andras, a moment before the elevation, God's presence pervaded my soul, which was drawn to the altar. Then I saw the Mother of God with the infant Jesus. The infant Jesus was holding on to the hand of Our Lady. A moment later, the infant Jesus ran with joy to the center of the altar, and the Mother of God said to me, "See with what assurance I entrust Jesus into his hands. In the same way, you are to entrust your soul and be like a child to him." After these words, my soul was filled with unusual trust. The Mother of God was clothed in a white dress, strangely white, transparent. On her shoulders she had a transparent blue, that is, a blue-like mantle, with uncovered head and flowing hair. She was exquisite and inconceivably beautiful. She was looking at Father with great tenderness, but after a moment he broke up this beautiful child, and living blood flowed forth. Father bent forward and received the true and living Jesus into himself. Had he eaten him? I do not know how this took place. Jesus, Jesus, I cannot keep up with you, for in an instant you become incomprehensible to me. The essence of the virtues is the will of God. He who does the will of God faithfully practices all the virtues. In all the events and circumstances of my life, I adore and bless the holy will of God. The holy will of God is the object of my love. In the most secret depths of my soul, I live according to his will. I act exteriorly according to what I recognize inwardly as the will of God. Sweeter to me are the torments, sufferings, persecutions, and all manner of adversities by divine will than popularity, praise, and esteem by my own will. Good night, my Jesus. The bell is calling me to sleep. My Jesus, you see that I am dying from the desire to save souls. Good night, my beloved. I rejoice at being one day closer to eternity. And if you let me wake up tomorrow, Jesus, I shall begin a new hymn to your praise. July 13th. During meditation today, I came to understand that I should never speak about my own interior experiences, but that I should conceal nothing from my spiritual director. And I will especially ask God to enlighten my spiritual director. I attach greater importance to the words of my confessor than to all the lights taken together that I receive interiorly. Amid the greatest torments, I fix the gaze of my soul upon Jesus crucified. I do not expect help from people, but place my trust in God. In his unfathomable mercy lies all my hope. The more I feel that God is transforming me, the more I desire to immerse myself in silence. The love of God is doing its work in the depths of my soul. I see that the mission which the Lord has entrusted to me is beginning. Once, when I was praying fervently to the Jesuit saints, I suddenly saw my guardian angel, who led me before the throne of God. I passed through great hosts of saints, and I recognized many of them, whom I knew from their pictures. I saw many Jesuits who asked me from what congregation I was. When I answered, they asked, "Who is your spiritual director?" I answered that it was Father A. Then they wanted to say more, but my guardian angel beckoned me to be silent, and I came before the throne of God. I saw a great and inaccessible light, and I saw a place destined for me, close to God, but what it was like I do not know, because a cloud covered it. However, my guardian angel said to me, Here is your throne, for your faithfulness in fulfilling the will of God. Here, St. Faustina had a very interesting vision during Mass. She felt the presence of God, and she saw Our Lady and the infant Jesus. The infant Jesus becomes the consecrated host. Our Lord wants to remind us that the Eucharist really and truly is the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ. Then, Our Lady also wants to teach St. Faustina that she can trust Father Andras when she opens her heart to him during confession. Faustina learns that doing the will of God faithfully means that one is practicing all of the virtues. Our congregation, the Congregation of Marians of the Immaculate Conception, came under a rule of the religious life called the Rule of the 10 Virtues of the Blessed Virgin Mary back in the 17th century. There is also a chaplet of the 10 virtues. It celebrates the 10 of the virtues that Our Lady truly lived. It teaches us how to live like her. The virtues are purity, prudence, humility, faithfulness, devotion, obedience, poverty, patience, mercy, and sympathy in sorrow. Our Lady truly lived these virtues, and she truly lived always the will of God. St. Faustina feels here that God is transforming her, and so she feels called to silence because of all that God was doing in her soul. And she sees that her mission that God is calling her to is just beginning. Then she had an experience of being led by her guardian angel before God's throne and catching a glimpse of where she would be after she dies, where her throne would be placed, very close to God, because of her faithfulness in doing God's will. God is preparing a place for each of us, so let's all be faithful to our vocations and to our state in life.